Hi, good morning. My name is Casey, and this is going to be a quick core exercise video that you might do solo or you might do in combination with another practice. We're going to get right into it because we don't have too much time today. Go ahead and start lying down, coming all the way down onto your back. Oh, and as this will kind of get straight into it, if you have any other warm-ups, exercises that you want to do ahead of time to get a little bit more prepared, then feel free to pause the video and come back to it when you're ready. Otherwise, we'll just take a moment to settle into the space, and you might have your feet wide, your knees kind of resting in on one another. And you might bring your hands towards your low ribs, maybe kind of scooping around the base of the ribs with your thumb and your fingers. And you might have your eyes open or softly close down your eyes and just take a couple of breaths here. Feeling the movement of your ribs and your body underneath your hands. Okay. And then you can take a moment to lift your knees to point up towards the ceiling and then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. Maybe make a couple circles on the ceiling, one direction and the other. Start to draw your belly button in towards your spine, getting a little bit of core engagement for some of these starting movements. And then you can plant your feet onto the floor. And we'll start by taking just a couple of pelvis tilts. So you can find your feet about hips width distance apart, knees pointing up towards the ceiling, and then start to tilt your hip bones a little bit in towards you. So you're shortening the space between your low ribs and your hips. And you're kind of spreading your low back on the floor. And then start to tilt your pelvis a little bit away from you so that you accentuate the arc in your low spine. Maybe your back lifts off the ground. All the while, start to keep a low belly engagement. You're drawing your navel back. And we'll just keep going like so. You can move at your own pace, rocking forward, rocking back, starting to feel some of these muscles of the abdomen turn on. Okay. And we'll take maybe 3 or so more. And I've got just one more. Okay. And then from here, find a space where you're kind of neutral, so you might keep this little bit of a low curve in your back, but also a little bit of a spread across the low back. So there's a little bit of pressure, but you're not really like pushing your back down onto the floor. And then bring your shins parallel to the ground, your knees above your hips. Flex your toes back towards your knees and find your arms by the side of your body. And just stay here for a moment, feeling the engagement of the core, the muscles turning on, and then see how it feels to bring the knees a little bit further forward of your hips. Notice how that increases the engagement needed in your abdomen, and then how it feels to bring your knees a little bit closer in and how that lessens. And you want to stay with your knees above your hips or a little bit further away. Okay, so find that for yourself. And then start to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Active through your fingertips, really reaching up, but keeping your shoulders soft on the floor. And then we'll take a couple of dead bug variations. So you can lower your right heel to tap down onto the ground, and then lift your knee back up. And then lower your left heel to tap down and lift it back up, keeping your spine in the same position the whole time. Upper body is not moving. And then you can either stay here, you can start to move with the opposite arm. So you might reach your left arm up and overhead alongside your ear, and then reach your right arm. Okay, and we'll just keep moving like so. Slow and steady breath in and out of your nose. Okay. We're going to take about 5 more on each side. I've got 3 more. 2. And 1. Okay. Draw your knees in towards your chest for a moment. You might take your hands around your kneecaps and find a couple of little swirls, one direction and the other. Okay. And then you can bring your arms by your sides, extend your legs up towards the ceiling. This time, really start to find a pressing, spreading of your low back against the floor. Draw your belly button in towards your spine, and then you're going to keep your shoulders and upper body gently pressing against the floor as you lower your legs to an angle. So you're lowering your legs to a diagonal. Just stay to the point where you can still keep your low back pressing against the floor. You can see mine starting to come up. And then lift all the way back up. We're just going to do that 4 more times, lowering down, draw your belly button in, spreading your low back against the floor. And then same slowness, pull your legs back up. 3 more, lowering down. And pulling back up. 2 more. And pulling, and then last one. And pulling back up. All right, we're just gonna go straight into the next one. Keep your right leg extended towards the ceiling, and then reach your left leg out in front of you, but keep it hovering. Bring your hands behind your head. Draw your belly button in towards your spine, and then lift your shoulders off of the ground. Keep your neck nice and elongated, gazes up towards the ceiling. And then start to turn yourself to the right. Reach your right arm outside of your leg. Reach your left arm outside of your leg. Reach your right arm and then pull yourself a little bit higher. Bring your hands back behind your head. Turn to center, lower down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Lift up, turn to the side, reach out, reach, pull. And then hands behind your head, come back to center. Lower yourself down. Last time, lift up, turn, reach, reach, pull. Hands behind your head, back to center, lower down. Bring your left leg up. Reset and then reach your right leg out. Right leg hovers above the floor. Turn yourself to the left. Reach your arm outside. Reach your left arm to meet it. Pull yourself a little higher. Bring your hands behind your head. Come to center. Lower down 2 more times. Lift up. Turn, reach, reach, pull, hands back, center, lower down last time, lift up, turn to the side, reach out, reach, pull yourself up, hands back to center, lower down, lift both legs up, and then draw your knees in towards your chest. Take a breath here. Okay, just a couple more things. Go ahead and plant your feet back onto the floor. Reach your legs out, and then find a full body stretch, reaching out from fingertips through your toes. Okay. From here, we're going to do some roll-ups. So you want your legs to be pressing firmly against the floor. Toes might be flexing back towards you. Arms are reaching up and overhead. Draw your belly button in towards your spine, and then start to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. As your arms come up towards the ceiling, you're going to lift your chin off the floor, lift the back of your head up, and then start to pull yourself all the way up to sitting. Okay. And then we're just going to reverse the action. Chin tucks in towards your chest. Slow motion, squeezing out your guts as you go down. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Everything lands, reach up and overhead. We're going to do that 4 more times, reaching up towards the ceiling, reaching up into the space above you to pull yourself up. Coming up with an elongated spine as you come all the way up to sit, and then rolling, rolling, rolling down, but reaching away from you as you roll down. And then reaching up and overhead. We've got 3 more. And rolling down. Two more. Okay, last one. This time, stay seated. And then bend your knees, plant your feet onto the floor. Sit up nice and tall, and then wrap your arms out in front of you as if you're holding onto this big beach ball. You're going to take your beach ball, you're going to bring it over to the left. So you're turning, you're going to come back through center, over to the right, and then pull yourself up. And then we'll just reverse over to the right, through center, over to the left, and pull. Okay. And then keep going. Coming back and around, through center, and then to the right, to the left, to the right, one more each side, to the left, to the right. Okay, almost done. So to draw yourself back, and you might bring your shins parallel to the floor, you might hold on to the backs of your knees, or you might let your arms float in space. Find a tall spine, reaching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, and then same as those dead bugs earlier, you're just gonna tap your heel onto the ground. Okay, and you can either stay like so, or you might extend your leg out, increasing the load. Okay, we're gonna go for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, 5, stay with your breathing, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both sides. Plant your feet onto the floor. Draw your chest forward through your legs. Maybe gaze turns up towards the ceiling. And then around in your spine. Okay. Last little bit before we end our practice. Come back into your boat pose, drawing your shins parallel to the ground. Maybe you extend your legs all the way towards the ceiling, and then come down into your low boat. Belly button is drawing back in towards your spine. And reach yourself over onto your right hip. See if you can shorten the space between your left foot and your left hip. Oh my gosh, come back down, come through center, roll over, lift yourself up, come back through center. 3 more each side. Up, down, through center, up, down, through center. 2 more. Up, down, through center, up, down. Last one. Okay. Come back through center. Lift your legs and your arms up towards the ceiling and just find a little shake. Okay. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Cup your hands around your knees and then let your knees kind of fall away from you. The anatomical neutral for your spine. Give yourself a moment to just rest here. And then let your feet land onto the floor. Bring your hands onto your body somewhere and find a soft and steady breath. You might stay here. You might come into a seat and take some meditation. You might lay all the way down, extending your legs. Oh. Giving yourself a few moments to really soothe and settle. Okay. Oh, I'm going to roll over onto my belly for a moment and take a little Sphinx pose to stretch out through my belly skin. And you might stay here with your forearms on the floor, your shoulders above your elbows, your fingers spread nice and wide, or you might press yourself up a little higher. Okay. And now I'm going to push myself all the way up through a child's pose and then to a seat. Okay. And you're welcome to stay and rest as long as you would like to, if that's where you're at today. If you have the time, you might move straight into another practice, or you might be on with your day. So thank you so much for joining me for practice today, from my heart to yours. I'm on the beautiful Lingaani at the moment. It is snowing so much. It's a winter wonderland outside. I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.